gonna do the real thing. Okay, we're gonna do the real thing. Okay.
We might do the real thing. I don't know exactly how many people are going to join us because this was a bit of an older one for us.
I'm just
All right.
surprised because it just this is my favorite science fiction movie, and I can say that again after watching it for the umpteenth time. That
Seriously?
Okay.
Okay.
it
Can I?
and I have all my reasons written down.
Okay,
So,
good, good. Somebody took notes. Guys, we are going to talk about Blade Runner. This is the original version starring Harrison Ford, made in 1982. So I
yep.
know why I never saw it before. I was 8 when it came out. So,
82. I was in high school, at least.
all right, all right.
We're
Now,
not gonna talk
and Jackie was saying her Harrison Ford movie is
about 30.
Fugitive.
The
Yes,
Fugitive.
The Fugitive. That's my Harrison Ford movie. I love that movie.
as we know our Jackie is an action woman, and
See,
Yeah.
and that's an action flick. I love it.
See, and I was always, my dad took us to the movies on every weekend that he could, and we saw every Star Wars movie that we could,
Yep.
in the theater, and I saw all the Indiana Jones. So
of
when I
course,
think Harrison Ford, those
yeah,
are the kind of
Love Indiana.
things I
I,
think of.
I know.
Right.
I love it. Harrison Ford. He was one of my main throbs.
He was
Early
awesome
on.
as Indiana Jones. I mean, how you couldn't get any better than Indiana Jones. I love that movie.
Yeah, I love me some Indy. I love me.
Fabulous.
So good.
I picked this movie. Have we started or no?
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Since
Yes, we
Cynthia
have.
chose us, you lead us in, hon.
This is my favorite science fiction movie of all time, and a lot of people will say, "Why, Cynthia? This movie was a flop at the box office." It wasn't a
Oh, was
flop,
it?
but almost. It was not the box office success it should have been.
Okay.
Maybe who knows why? But the thing is this movie, one of my favorite science fiction writers, Philip K. Dick. Philip K. Dick had 9 stories that were made into movies. Those were Blade Runner, Total Recall, which we've done,
That was
Minority Report, which we could
good. That
do,
was good. That was
The
good.
Appointment Bureau, The Appointment Bureau, A Scammer Darkly, Screamers, Paycheck, and Next. He wrote 44 something or 144 stories, but
Wow.
this is the combo that I just can't hate. We've got Philip K. Dick, and then we've got, of course, our famous Ridley Scott, who is
Ridley Scott.
my favorite
Yeah.
director.
I
This
love
movie
Ridley Scott.
this movie is visually beautiful to me. This whole movie from start to finish is one of the most visually beautiful science fiction movies that I think I've ever seen. Now, I have not seen them all. The other thing is we have Vangelis's soundtrack, and Vangelis's soundtrack in this movie is used to such so effectively.
Yeah.
Plus, one of my favorite love themes is from this movie, the Blade Runner love theme, they call it, which you hear in the background when she's playing the piano a little bit. It's very short, but
It's
But it
short.
was-
Yes.
the thing, this movie, I read somewhere that the visuals for this movie were in part based on Edward Hopper's painting The Nighthawks. Now, are you too familiar with the Nighthawks?
I'm not. No.
No.
Edward Hopper, you familiar with him? He's an American artist. Anyway, it's kind of modern realism back in I think the 20s and 30s. And it's like a diner in a cityscape in the dark.
Oh, I know
and
that one. Yeah.
It's famous. Beautiful.
Yeah.
I love it. I love that painting. And it is. When somebody said that's what it was based on, it's like, oh yeah, of course I see that. Los Angeles in the future with the acid rain and the constant fog, and it's just, that whole thing is just, to me, visually stunning. And my sister was watching this to me, and she said, "This is supposed to be 2019 or something like that." I said, "Yeah,
Right.
2019."
Right. It's right. Correct.
She said, "We had no clue, did we?"
No.
It's so funny because when they do that, when they say what year, I go, okay, so this happened 6 years ago. That's
Go-
what goes through my brain.
Yeah. Exactly.
I mean, we're just barely getting to the billboards floating around in the sky kind of a thing. We're getting close to
Right.
that. Yeah.
Okay, before we get into the story, I do want to say something about the billboards before I forget because it cracked me up because I'm just counting the businesses that no longer exist.
Exist.
Uh-huh.
I go,
Yeah.
Pan
Yeah.
Am, they ain't here anymore.
Done. Yeah.
The same thing. Yep.
I
See,
mean,
what-
Atari is around, but I mean, not really.
My sister Catherine was doing the product placement. this, and this. And Catherine is a great one. We have this little knack in our family for guessing things. And she guessed something very early on. I knew she would because she's very astute, but I don't know how many other people guessed it. But anyway, the whole thing to me is fascinating story. So that's all I have to say.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you suggested it. I'm going to say that we start off very much. I always think it's like Star Wars when they start off with words.
With the whole
We're gonna
thing
tell
coming
you
to the
what
screen.
the story is about. They do
About,
that.
yeah.
And they do that in a lot of shows. I like the
A lot
way
of sci-fis,
iRobot
though.
does it.
That's kind of an sci-fi thing. Yeah.
Yeah, well, because they're always gonna they thrust you into a universe that's already built, and
Right.
if they don't want to spend an hour trying to
Explaining
explain
that.
the world, they get
Right.
away with it by just doing this quick intro summary of the universe that we're
Scroll.
going to be walking into.
Or you
Right.
go in scrolling thingy, and Star Wars.
Scrolling things. Yep. Hmm.
And I will admit right now, I thought this movie was completely different. I thought it was a completely different movie. I thought it had a completely different storyline. But I was very surprised and happily surprised that it was like robots in the future have been built to be too good. You can't differentiate in between people,
Humans and people. Yep.
and of course there's always the robots becoming smarter and being used as slaves. That's always a
Right.
big ethical question, which I love.
Yes.
So I like that we're thrust into this is the situation, and a Blade Runner is like the hunter.
The hunter.
Of the
Correct.
escaped batteries,
Rep-
escaped
Replicas. Replicants.
replicas,
Replicants. Yes. Replicants. Yep.
replicants. Thank you. I was going to say robots again. Replicants. Let's use the right word. So
Yep.
I like the setup there. I like that they explained it right off the bat because they do thrust you right into the story with Harrison sitting at a bar eating some noodles.
Right.
Right. Trying to get arrested. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what
And you're like-
confused me. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
no, all right. If this is a different movie, isn't he the good guy? Wouldn't he be the Blade Runner? And they're
Why is he getting arrested? Right.
I'm confused from the first moment that the story actually starts.
Started.
glad-
Yep.
Good.
But
I
I
wanna-
thought it was fascinating that they're like they're going to arrest him to get him to come back to work.
Right.
Work.
He's a hard-nosed kind of cop. Some things never change in the future. You got all of these hard-boiled private eyes and hard-boiled or hard-nosed cops. One thing I do want to say, there were a couple of things added to this version that were not in the movie I saw in the theater.
Yeah.
One of
Okay.
Was the
real quick.
director's cut?
Yeah.
Did you watch the director's cut?
I don't know. The one I watched tonight with my sister might have been a director's cut because I saw a couple things that were not in the film when I watched it in the theater. And
And that's what it said. Mhm.
one of them was the N-word. And that was like, when I heard that, I just about fell over. It's like, whoa, that. And I told my sister Kathy, I said, that was not in the movie at the theater.
Yeah.
My version didn't have the N word. Mine was the DVD or not the Blu-ray reconfigured, not the new.
Mine was the
cut,
director's
so-
cut. Yeah.
Oh.
Did the director's
Because the one on what am I watching this on? I can't YouTube was the director's cut.
Okay, it's the one where he's talking about the replicants. He's kind of explaining, I think, to the fourth wall or the fifth wall, whatever, I forget what it's called, the fourth wall. Or somehow or other, the voiceover is talking about what they basically erstwhile were the N-word, and it's like that just slapped me in the face. It's like, wait a minute, that wasn't in the original.
No,
and
they said as slaves. That didn't.
Yes,
that
but
no.
I thought, okay, when did they add that back? Because it was like that wasn't even necessary. That wasn't
Director's cut.
It's
necessary.
not necessary at all.
It wasn't necessary is the whole thing. But anyway, there was that, and then there was another scene later on that I was like, okay, that was also unnecessary. That must have been director's cut too. But
Okay.
so we kind of feel sorry for these replicants right off the beginning because we know that basically they're used in the mines and in doing these jobs in off worlds where human beings cannot live.
Yep.
And they're used as slaves and also as pleasure slaves, which
Oh
is
yeah, there's
we
always
get-
if there's ever bots, there's always some guy who's like, you know what we could do? We could
We
make
can
one with a hole.
no, and so we meet Zora and Pris. Zora, of course, they're both pleasure slaves, but
Mhm.
And then we meet, of course, Leon, the genius of the group,
Is that the old dude?
the doofus. No, the four
No,
replicants.
Oh,
one
that's the one that they do in the very
that,
beginning.
yeah, Harrison Ford goes after right there,
Okay.
the male one, not the female one. I have
Gotcha.
to say too that I love seeing all these actors because I'm like, I know them, I know them, I know them.
Yep.
All
Sean
these
Young,
character actors from
Daryl Hannah. Yeah.
Larry,
James
Daryl,
Edward Almos. I mean, oh my gosh,
Mhm.
I
Almost, yeah.
and I I adore him, and I never get his name right, but I know I adore him. He's in
His
so many
name
really good
is,
movies.
I love him. His name is Emmett Walsh.
Oh,
Something
Emmett
Emmett.
Walsh too. Yes,
Something Emmett.
yes.
No, I like him a lot. I loved him in well, that's that other show he was in, but
A lot. 'Cause this was the
yeah,
funny thing is these faces. I'm like, I know I've seen them, but I can't place it because I've seen them in like 15 to 20 different things.
Yeah.
Or
And they
Right.
all come rushing back. But yeah,
Oh.
that's a really cool part of going back and watching these movies. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Cynthia, I interrupted you.
no, the other thing is that there's a couple of other main characters in this movie, and two of them are buildings. I don't know if you knew where I was going there, Katie, but there is one of my favorite movie props, or not prop, because it's a real building in Los Angeles.
Right.
It's Bradbury Building. I think it's called Bradbury.
Yes.
It is. I've seen that thing in so many films, so many movies, so many television shows. I love that damn building. They use it so effectively in this, the way they used it with the sets and everything, setting the atmosphere.
Yeah, I want to say they used their environment totally
Yeah.
amazingly. They dressed it really well when Harrison is going through the markets, Chinatown,
Mhm. Yep.
when it's just the rundown city and garbage. I mean, that is
Mhm.
again, the people who set up these sets, they're not sets, they're actual streets. But you have to
Right.
Mhm.
dress them differently so it looks like a different corner every time someone goes around a corner. That
Right.
kind of work, I give it to him because the whole time I'm confused, you know, and that's what you
I-
want. You want chaos.
I love.
No, I
I
like
just-
that one lady on the wall of that one building too. She was on that wall through this
Yeah.
whole movie.
Yeah, the ad. Yeah, the
Yeah, the
Japanese-
ad running through the
Yep.
wall. I
It
see. I'm
was
slow.
Pan Am and then lady on the wall. So
And the lady, exactly.
I don't know what she was selling, if it was cosmetics or what.
I don't know. I don't
She was
remember.
there.
Just
But
kind of in the
what-
background.
See, he likes
Yeah,
that
I
idea.
know.
He used that in wait a minute, did he? No, he didn't do that
Didn't they
movie.
use that in Total Recall also?
Not Total Recall. Yeah, Total Recall, but what was the other one we watched?
Minority Report. No,
What-
Yeah, they
I-
did that in Minority.
Tom Cruise.
we
Tom.
haven't chatted Minority Report
Tom,
yet.
anyway.
Don't worry about it. But yeah, the visuals between
Yeah.
like and it's contrast because it's super dark and you have these
Yeah.
really bright billboards.
Mhm.
Right,
It's
yeah.
Vegas. It's Vegas on a power
It's-
outage
Yeah,
because the only
Vegas
thing
on a
lit up
power
is the signs.
right.
But
Yeah.
again, really cool. But he gets brought to talk to his boss, whether he likes it or not, because his boss is like, "You have no choice." Okie dokie.
Right.
To go get these replicants.
Captain
and-
Bryant. Yeah.
But I thought that was an interesting setup there because I kept waiting for them to reveal that he's a replicant because of the "I have no choice." But we learn a lot about the replicants when he goes and visits the maker, and we see him testing Rachel, and we already saw Leon get tested. That ended
Right.
badly.
Yes.
But we see him testing Rachel.
So they test the
Okay.
eye, and is it because of the pupils that they can tell? I guess I'm not really sure what they're supposed to do about it.
It's the emotional reaction. There is no, and the thing is he didn't. When you turn the turtle up on its upside down, he had no reaction. And it's
Mm.
later on, of course, they're testing, as we know, but we won't get there. So anyway.
Right, okay, so they're looking for the reaction, and pupil dilation happens as you
Happens when you
experience
react.
different emotions. Yes.
Correct. Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought.
And since the
Lion-
replicants don't have any real their memories are implanted, they're not real, so they really don't
Right.
have. They're kind of learning emotions. That the thing they hinted at early on is they are starting to get emotions, which they aren't supposed,
Emotions.
which is the
Right.
problem. They're supposed to have those.
Yeah, and that comes from experience. Even I mean, children know that when they're angry because they're hungry, but to understand emotional hurt that comes with living. And
Yes.
so I like that 4-year gap is about right. I mean, by 3, most kids can tell you they're sad and whatnot. But I mean, to understand your feelings, I like that 4-year gap. That made some sense and also made you go, well, that's just awful. That's terrible. You shut them off after 4 years. That's
Part of the
Also-
reason you feel sympathy for them, is because they're trapped. They're trapped.
yeah. I also was like, that's a waste of resources. That's I hope they recycle. Just
What's
don't
that?
know.
No,
Yeah, no recycling here. I don't think. No,
That's
No.
messy. It's messy.
it gets messy.
Uh,
Yeah. I was gonna
But
say.
yeah, so they do this test and they reveal that between 20 and 30 questions is usually how many it takes for him to be able to gauge the emotional response and figure
Right.
out if they are human or if they're replicant. I, I'm
says-
fascinated that this is such a problem that they have so many escaped folks on Earth that they need Blade Runners when apparently they're sent off other places and only the escaped ones
off-world.
come down.
Yeah.
Why
Why do you need to test them if you have pictures of the escapees? I don't understand.
That's something they don't really explain in this movie. But then once again, it's only a movie. So now we're getting up on the test of Rachel herself, beautiful Rachel, of course.
Right.
And we go in, and who doesn't know that Rachel's a replicant the minute you see her? My sister Catherine said, "Give it away with the eyes." What they do.
Everybody
with
knew that.
Yeah, everybody
Yeah.
knew that.
I think
Yeah,
it was
everybody knew that.
obvious.
That was
Yeah.
obvious.
Oh, yeah, she was so perfect. She was so perfect. Yes.
Yeah, incredibly so.
Yeah.
I think
Which
what I
is
found
funny.
fascinating too is that they don't know that they're not
They don't.
human. They don't know that.
She
So,
doesn't. The others
she
do.
doesn't. So the
doesn't.
other ones do. She doesn't know that she's not a replica.
Well, and I think it was
Replicant.
because he made a conscious that her owner or maker made a conscious decision not to tell her, not to
He
tell her. So
He implanted his niece's memories in her, so she
In
was
her.
his niece in effect.
gotcha. I missed the niece. Okay, so the niece's memories are her inside. Okay, that makes sense.
Are hers,
Well, it doesn't,
yes.
but it does.
Yeah, it doesn't. But
Well,
he's
the
weird.
thing is he tells her that
Yeah.
late in
Later.
a little bit later.
Right.
Harrison
Right.
Ford tells her that
He's the one who reveals the truth to her.
to
Yeah,
her.
He's
Yeah,
telling her what her memories are.
are correct.
Yeah.
He's a little cold. He's a little cold right in the beginning of that whole thing.
Mhm.
He says, "How can it not know what it really is?"
It is
He
right.
defines in him as a trained Blade Runner. He's trained to kill them, so he automatically has like a bias or
Yeah.
a bigotry against them. He's
A
like,
predisposed idea what they are. Yeah.
and so how can it not know what it is? And it's like, she was a beautiful woman a second ago. Now she's an it. Now that he knows for sure that she's a replicant, and that, I kind of thought, he pick up a little bit of Deckard to there. So, but
Well, and I think it's the same concept we see here in reality in our world. Children are taught to see things a certain way, and unless
Mhm.
they go through a little self-discovery and education, they're going to believe whatever they were taught, whether it's by their parents, their teachers, somebody who's trusted,
right,
elder,
Mhm.
who's given them information. And yeah, I mean, you see it in small communities where they don't teach their kids science or geography and they leave their town for the first time and they're like, oh my gosh, there are other states. And they just didn't know there were other countries. It just,
what is
like-
it? Amish do is spring something.
Rumspringa.
Rumspringer. Yeah, that's
Rumspringa.
always fun to watch. Rumspringer.
Rumspringa, yeah. We get a lot of Amish around here, but I've never seen anybody that I know that's went on Rumspringa.
Well, I didn't know any Amish people other than the ones out in the country. But anyway, so
And that's a
here's
fairly recent thing too. That's not something that's been going on for hundreds of years. That's a fairly recent, in the last few decades, kind of a thing.
necessity. Yes,
I'm not sure what that is. What is that?
they get to go out.
That's
And
when, yeah, they turn 16, I believe, and they get a period of time where they leave the community to go see how the English live
Oh.
us.
the English.
Oh.
And
yes.
decide if they want to be baptized into their community or not, because they aren't baptized at birth. They
By the way,
choose to be baptized as adults.
I choose.
That's another good.
Oh,
Harrison,
that's scripture.
that's another good Harrison Ford movie.
Oh
Witness.
yes, The Witness. Witness is good.
Witness.
Very.
I haven't seen it. I don't know if I've never seen that or haven't seen it in a long, long
It's-
time.
Jackie, did you like The Witness, where he goes out with the Amish people?
I don't know if I've seen that.
Oh, it's so good. I really like that movie a lot.
We're gonna start springing up movies that Jackie's never seen on a regular occasion.
I've never seen it.
Okay. Oh, okay. So what did you guys think about the market for body parts? How they handled that whole thing. I loved that.
I liked the name of the place, iWorld. I mean, so basic.
The dude's dealing with eyeballs. I'm like, oh my goodness.
I know. Oh, yeah, that whole way that he was hooked up to that suit, that was very Star Wars-ish to me, with the guy with the suit with all the things coming out of him.
Yeah.
That or whatchamacallit, Dune with what's his count?
Yeah.
Lord. Yeah.
Yep. They didn't really explain why people needed extra eyes either. I don't know. Other than the fact that everybody seems to want to poke each other's eyes out, they didn't really explain.
They weren't real eyes. They were replicant eyes.
Were they?
They were manufactured eyes.
Yeah, he's part of the people who were building them.
Just like the person that was making the snake scales later on.
Yeah, that's who they were building. That's what they were building. Yeah.
Okay.
That
makes more sense because I was just like, why are people just buying eyeballs? I don't get it.
Oh, that's another throwback to the Tom Cruise with the eyeball thing.
Yeah, that's. I kept thinking, I was like, are we doing Minority Report 2? What's going on here?
What's going on?
Ridley Scott must have a thing, or not Ridley Scott, has a thing for eyeballs. So
they're the windows to the soul, apparently. Okay.
Yes.
Apparently.
So where are we? Okay, we're doing the phony body parts. The guy. Okay.
Yeah. Well, we get a really good introduction to Batty there as well because he nuts.
The
super blonde guy.
Yeah, the blonde dude, the older, the kind of the leader of the pack dude.
Oh, you mean Rutger Hauer's character?
Rutger Hauer.
He's well named because he is absolutely out of his gourd.
Roy?
He's out of his gourd, man.
Yeah.
I mean, they're on a mission.
Yeah.
And I understand their mission. The whole point is they want to have a longer lifespan. They want to go have some freedom and not be worried about their impending death.
Right.
That's coming up, in a matter of days or months.
Yes.
Right. They want to get fixed. So they're trying to find the maker so he can fix them.
Yeah. And this is a good time to introduce Pris. Pris is a fun character. Daryl Hannah.
Is that the blonde chick? Daryl Hannah. I'm like, wow.
Daryl's pretty fine in this. She was fit.
She was fit.
Yeah.
Well, and she's very young too because my experience with Daryl Hannah in the 80s was Splash and Roxanne.
Yeah.
Right. Splash, yeah.
Yeah. She was dating John Fitzgerald Kennedy Jr. was when she was making this movie, about that period. So not rest his soul.
Okie dokie then. But I do know one bit of trivia about the scene where we meet her in the alley when Sebastian finds her.
Right.
That when she's running away and hits that car, she either dislocated a shoulder or broke a wrist, one of the two, when she made that. That's the only thing I know about this movie.
I heard that too. Yeah, I forgot about that. You just mentioned it. So we meet J.F. Sebastian. Now there's a character, Mr. Larry of Daryl and Daryl fame. And he is quite the character. I mean, this poor guy. Yeah. You just kind of know going in, this guy is just not long for the world.
Yeah. No, well, especially with the kinds of friends he's making. But you feel bad for him because his only friends are toys he makes.
And they're so creepy.
Yeah. And they're so creepy.
It's creepy as all heck, but still, it's very sad that's kind of it for him.
He's got as he calls it, Methuselah disease, but there's another, it was pure something or other. Does anybody know the name of that aging?
Progeria is but usually that's like little kids. They don't really grow like he's obviously grown some.
Yeah, he calls it Methuselah disease, but it's
some form of progeria is what I think we're supposed to believe he has. Which
right,
is sad,
because didn't he say
obviously.
he was what, 20? Didn't he say he was 20? 25, right.
5,
okay.
yeah.
He's a sad 25, man.
I mean,
like, wow.
Pris could not have picked a better guy for her as a victim, so to speak.
I know, right?
No,
Yeah.
no.
Wow.
Yeah.
And yet, for a little while, I'm kind of hopeful that she won't kill him, but you kind of know it's coming because they're not friends with humans. They're on a mission, and they don't care who gets in the way.
They don't like humans. Humans are bad.
It's like, please don't kill Sebastian. He's a nice guy.
I know.
But yeah, we get Daryl Hannah in there. She's hungry, and he decides to help out, and that's cool. That's a sort of a nice moment, and that didn't happen much in the story.
Oh,
So
He
it
gets-
was,
he
it was a
gets-
nice break.
he gets a happy moment. He gets a happy
He gets-
moment. For
What anything else you wanted to say next about this scene or?
I have a question. Did that happen after or before what's her name? Rachel was with the dude, lets down her hair and starts playing the piano.
no, this is before that. This is
Yeah,
before
this
that.
is before.
Okay, that's before that. Okay. I wasn't
Yeah.
sure.
I
Yeah,
have issues
because-
with that scene, but that's all right. We'll get to it.
Oh, yeah, what?
Because I have a written opposite direction. So okay.
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 What do you have, Katie? What?
Well, no, I have issues with their romantic scene, but I say we'll
Well,
get to it when we get to it. It's all right.
Let's not
Well,
rush.
that comes up next, right?
Pretty quick. Yeah.
that's
So
pretty quick right after. Yeah.
Rachel comes to see him.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Right, right.
Yes, because he's let Rachel know who she is, and
Mhm.
Rachel has disappeared. Is what it turns out. Is that all of a sudden we have another rogue replicant, because all of a sudden she can't handle finding out that she's a replicant and she's gone off the
Right.
map. And so anyway, he got beat up and he's coming home because he's tired and beat up, and he gets scared in
there.
the elevator.
Yep.
Now, my only comment here is, you see this apartment. My sister says, God, that's a crap apartment. Says, yeah, that's what they all look like in the future. And I says, but he has a piano.
Mhm.
Go figure, there's a piano in his apartment.
So how does he fit a piano in that apartment?
Yeah, tell
I-
me about it.
Where would you fit a piano in that apartment? Is what I want to know. And you notice they don't really show you. They just show her playing it. They don't show you where it's at.
It's
Did you
Probably
notice
one of
that?
those little stand-up pianos, they don't take up too much space. Like your music teacher had in elementary school, just basic
Right.
piano.
Right. They wheel it to class, right? They
Yes,
wheel it.
Okay.
exactly. Share it with the other
Okay.
class.
Okay. Like, because they don't show you where they put that. It's like, where'd they put that?
Well, she doesn't do the piano a bit later. I do want to go back to the poor other fembot who gets taken down. I recognized her too.
Yeah. Her name,
I-
Kathy.
Yeah, but it's not so much her I want to talk about. I want to talk about Harrison's really bad impression of a government worker trying to take care of entertainers. The voice he pulled that whole
know.
time.
I did not fit that body and it's like
No.
it's just so terrible. Kathy said, Kathy walks in out of the bathroom or something. She said, is he trying to do a voice? I said,
Yeah,
yeah,
not a good one.
very poorly.
Very
And it
And
poorly.
it
yeah, I
goes
was gonna say.
away as he talks at one point. I'm going to talk like this, but then I'm going to tell you. And then I'm going to go right back to it. Oh, my God. You shouldn't do that professionally, dude. It's just not.
No, that was like, where did that come from? The bright idea was that. But
Very,
anyway,
very, very much.
we didn't talk
Right.
about a big thing that I wanted to talk about that really impacted me when I first saw this movie was
Yeah.
the first death of what's her name, Zora.
Yeah.
Okay, Zora, is a stripper, of course, but
Right.
Mm.
he chases her down, and she comes out with this. It's kind of like one of those bandos thingies that used to cling onto our, we put around our head to hold our hair back. Hairband that kind of just springs on your head.
Mhm.
Oh, like the teeth ones? Yeah, I know what you mean.
The ones that are more springy. Anyway, she's got this bra thingy on that basically is like that kind of material, and she's got
Yep.
this see-through raincoat.
See-through raincoat, right? Yeah.
And
And
some
so-
underwear and some crazy boots.
Yes, and some way crazy boots. But so to me, this was a shocking scene because I don't think I'd ever seen a man shoot a woman in the back through a see-through raincoat and have the blood splatter on the inside of the raincoat like that. That to me is like, whoa, take me aback here, you know.
It took her quite a few shots to make her go down too, because she kept running even after he shot her through all the glass. He kept going through the glass.
Yeah, that was rough.
All the replicants seem to be stronger than humans. Why wouldn't they be a little more durable than humans? So
right.
That part kind of made sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was a lot of blood and violence in here. It wasn't like the whole movie, but when it happened, man, the director really went for it. And it was a little overdone, in my opinion, more than necessary.
That was pretty shocking, and it was well done though. I looked at it, watched it again for I don't know how many times I've seen it, and I just thought that really holds up still. As bloody as it is and as awful as it is, it still has that negative impact that they're going for. It had it, with that half naked body crashing through the glass, and it was just the position of the soft half naked body of a woman into the breaking glass and the blood.
Right.
It's like that's impactful. That's a director at their best, kind of. It just yeah. So then he goes through all of that, and then he comes back, and then there's Rachel. So
I say there's some precision, even though I was like they overdid. There didn't need to be that much blood in a couple of different places.
No,
but there was some precision in the way the violence happens, if that makes any sense.
Yes.
So I think it was well directed and choreographed to, like you said, make the impact necessary.
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't think they needed as much, red-colored syrup everywhere.
Yeah, corn syrup with red dye. Yeah. So that was see, what was this? Something another thing I love. The silly stuff like this that I really love in movies is he goes in, he's bleeding in his mouth. He takes a drink out of his drink, and the blood just starts, floating down into the drink.
The drink? Yeah. Ick.
And I saw that of course, in the theater, it's huge. And I thought, wow, that was really well done. I like that little tiny, seeing through those little details. It was so real to me. It's just one of those things that really struck me. I think one of the reasons I love Ridley Scott so much,
And Harrison kept checking to make sure he had teeth too. Did you notice he kept checking his feet? It's like, are they all there? What's missing?
Well, the blood that came out, Lord heavens.
It's a big old mess, man. I'll tell you what. He's a big old mess.
Well, he does get beat up pretty much through this whole movie.
Yeah, he takes a licking and
beating.
Each of the replicants, in one way or another, threatened him.
Oh, they kicked the shit out of him.
Yeah, they beat the crap out of him.
Well, I mean that's coming up, but what Chris does to him is like, whoa.
Yeah, that's funny. I wonder who. All right, is it in the book, or is it a director's choice to make Daryl Hannah the gymnast of the century while she's trying to kick his butt?
I can't
kill him.
I read the story in high school, so I'm sorry I don't remember the storyline. I do know there was more in the story than is, of course, on the film, but
as always.
I can't remember. I just remember she was a pleasure. She was a whore, basically. I mean, a prostitute.
Right. A pleasure bot.
A pleasure bot. Yeah, that's right.
Let's just say what it is. All right. But Rachel does come back to Harrison after we find out that she's like legitimately on the run, and then after he's taken out Leo and Kathy, I forget Zora.
Leon and Zora,
he thinks he's down to 2 more, and he gets told there's 3 now because she's run off, so she's on his list, and he can't find her, but she ends up coming to him.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where we get some issues. I have some issues with the love scene here, but that's probably just because I'm older and saying it after being a feminist.
No, but I before that, I wanted to say one thing. Sure. What do we think of Gaff, the other cop, the cop that gets Leon? He's an interesting, and I like the fact with the thing I always liked too was the fact that he does the origami. He does the little.
He leaves them everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like a calling card. He just sets them down everywhere he goes.
I cannot remember that actor's name, and I didn't go back and look at it, but I've seen it.
That's
Him.
Isn't that
Almost, isn't it?
almost?
That's
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's almost.
Yeah, that's
Almost. Yes. Thank you, James.
oh, yeah. That's almost, yeah.
Yeah, James
How
Almost.
can I forget his name? Kathy and I are sitting there trying to beat each other up over it. Okay.
Yeah, it's James almost, yeah.
Fantastic actor. Such a small part, but he plays it really well. You really
He plays it
he's
really well.
enjoyable.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes, we like him.
Yeah, we see I say he pops up now and then and kind of just carries the next part of the story on, and somebody
Mhm.
needs to do that. He does it very well.
Yeah.
Okay, so yes, I'll let you discuss the romance scene because that's not my favorite part.
We're talking
Mhm.
about the greatest door slam in history. You mean that one?
Well, I don't care about the door slam. I care about what he says, and
Well, I
it just
know.
irritates me.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
It's like it was shocking because he's like, wait a minute, where'd this come from? I didn't think he was that kind of guy. But I guess everybody's got it in him sooner or later. Who knows? But
It,
You know,
it cracks me up. His job is to hunt these replicants. He
mhm.
calls her it at the
Yes.
beginning. And it takes a very short amount of time for the little head to decide that she's not an it anymore. And,
She's there.
and then the whole like, you know what? She's not a sex bot, I'm assuming, but she's programmed to
No.
follow orders and do as they're told. So he's like telling her what to do, and she only
Right.
makes one statement on her own that isn't a repeat of
Right.
everything he's saying. So
Yeah, put your
again,
hand-
the feminist in me, I am so irritated by that scene. It just bugs
I didn't like
me.
it either. I did not like it either. I thought that was we didn't need that. Why did he have to be that way?
My boy tried to slam a door in my face when I'm trying to leave. He's gonna get a knee in the nuts, is what he's gonna get. There'll
Amen,
be
sister.
No romance scene.
Nope, no romance scene. Absolutely
Uh-uh.
not. He'd be on the floor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I have big issues with that being like the big romance scene. No.
Yeah. that was
Big
enough.
coercion scene. That's what that is.
That's what that was. Yeah.
Okay, but we'll get past that. He's decided that she's a she now, and all things are wonderful. Kind of. You know what it also reminds me of? The new Battlestar Galactica, where we got the Cylons, the human form Cylons, and you can't tell the difference between the Cylon or the humans.
You know,
And that's
Yeah, I didn't like that.
just. I was just like, dude. Okay. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll get back to it. So now he's Harrison's character Deckard is on for the chase now for the final two. He's got a lead. He's on his way. He's gonna go. And again, I just can't get over the backflips and it like.
I love it. She's awesome.
Yeah.
I love it how she kind of hides amongst the dolls so you can't even tell that that's
Yes.
real because of all the other toys in the room, and she does her face and eyes and just kind of sits there until it's almost too late, and then she starts kicking his ass.
My sister
That was pretty good.
Kathy says they really used makeup effectively in this movie.
Oh, totally.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
For her,
Yeah.
to Cedric.
Totally.
And I said, yes, it makes them look more plastic, and
Yeah.
makes them more doll-like themselves. And then so she fits right in with all those other mannequins.
Fits right in at all them dolls.
The mannequins, So,
Yep. Totally.
ouch.
That is a
Oh.
fascinating scene, though, because he's walking around looking at them, and the one woman doll, she moves her arm, and you could hear it go. So, like
Uh-huh.
Daryl's character, Pris can't move because
No.
she'd be able to tell the difference. So she's
Yep.
as still as possible,
Mhm.
as you
Yep.
say, right up until she starts kicking his ass.
Kicking his ass.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
that was good.
That was pretty good. I like that.
Yeah, I like that thigh lock she got him into, and then she tries to.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
Totally.
not saying that her punches were not good and that wasn't really cool. I just kind of went, okay, we're doing gymnastics. It was a little over the top once again for me, but
Love it.
that
It was-
aside, it was nice. It was interesting, and I'm glad Daryl's character made it for a while because she was an interesting character. I think some part of her even kind of liked Sebastian just a bit.
I think she did. She felt some sympathy for him. I feel
Mhm.
maybe this much,
Yeah.
Yeah, just a little bit, but I mean, the fact that he was able to draw out any whatsoever, that's fairly impressive under the circumstances.
Right.
Hmm.
But things do not go well after Daryl goes down.
No, he's Roy is not happy. Roy is not happy.
And he
Oh.
has a lot of.
Wait a minute, we missed a whole. Didn't we miss the whole thing?
Go ahead.
What?
The chess match.
Oh well.
Was that
yes,
oh
we did-
was that
we did.
before
Yes,
that?
you're
Yeah,
absolutely
that's
right.
true.
That's
That's-
the whole eyeball thing. I want to skip that. I don't like the eyeball thing. I don't like that.
We're not going to talk about that. I know that I couldn't even look at that. I don't even. Did anything happen? Because I couldn't look at it.
Me neither. I was eating my salad very
anytime I-
intently.
Oh, I watched the whole eyeball thing.
Oh, did the eyeballs pop out?
But no, yes, you're right. We got Roy, or yeah, going up,
Well, they-
Mr. Batty.
Yeah.
He's
So they,
asked to Sebastian, can he change anything? He says, "Well, I can't do it. That's not what my specialty is," and takes him.
You have
the
to go
dude.
see the
But-
you have to go see the person who created
Doc-
you or something. Yeah.
Dr. Tyrell, and then
Yeah.
they have to trick their way in, and they have you poor little Sebastian, who I think probably knows from the get go he's basically bait.
Yeah,
Mhm.
pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah, he's on borrowed time. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
And Roy's coming up with these fantastic chess moves that Sebastian probably never would have come up with, and Mr.
Nope.
Tyrell, Dr. Tyrell knows this. Whoa, got a brain.
Yeah, he knows.
Yeah,
You had a brainstorm, haven't you? He says to him, and
yeah.
invites him to come on up. And he says, Sebastian says, "I brought somebody."
I brought a friend with me. I brought a friend with me.
Sure, that's a big word.
But that meeting doesn't go well too. None of these meetings go well, really.
No.
Sound-
So here's my question about that. If you wanted to get fixed, why would you kill the dude that's the only one that could probably do it?
Because he
I
can't
mean,
do it.
that was,
He
I
can't.
mean, but that's who he thought was going to do it, right?
Yes.
But he
He
explained
won't-
that he couldn't. He explained that because the coding is already there, once that second cell division goes, there's no changing.
There's nothing they can do that, and yeah.
No. The
So he's like,
accelerated-
okay, I'm just going to tell
accelerated-
everybody on the way down, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then, they have to do the thing with this head squeezing. That was fun.
Yeah.
That was fun.
cool. Well,
That
and
was
I knew
fun.
that was coming. That's what I thought he was going to do at first when he put his head up. I was like, oh, he's going to squish him like a melon. And they had to go one step further, and they didn't need to do that. 'Cause the squishing like a melon would have been gross enough. Thank you.
Okay. So anyway, we did all that. So everybody goes back to the building, and then they have the fight and all that stuff.
Right.
And then we're in the
Uh,
Bradbury building.
Which, yes,
Right.
you love the Bradbury building. Well, and,
Mhm.
and it's raining outside. Things are not going well. Once again, Harrison's getting his bucket. He gets his fingers broken. That one, the hand through the wall.
Wow,
and
that was,
the guy
yeah.
grabbing it. And it's like, and this is for Leo. And this
Yeah.
one's for, oh my gosh, ow.
That
And then
hurt.
he gives his gun back to him. You have to shoot straight. And,
Yeah.
How?
Yeah, you really like the character. He's just like, oh, this guy,
A lot of that to me was a little nuts just because, again, kind of hard to follow. Not impossible to follow as far as like the story, but like, again, so much is going on that my
Right.
brain is going, okay, so now he's going to try to kill Harrison, even though he can't get what he needs, but Harrison's going to try to kill him. It's just
Right.
sort of a back and forth of they're both screwed. Somebody's going to die.
somebody's gonna die.
He's gonna die, right?
Somebody's
Yeah.
gonna- and they both know that.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, and they fight like it again. Well choreographed scenes, and the rain adds a bit of fear and
Yeah.
obviously the heights too.
In the dark, and it's kind of dark.
Yes.
All this stuff happens when it's dark. Have you noticed this whole movie happens in the dark?
Yeah.
Do you ever see any light at all in this movie? Not once. It's
Yeah.
all dark.
And, no,
Not once. Not
Sky at
once.
Blue sky at the
All
end.
raining and in the dark.
maybe that's just how Earth is in 2019, 5 years,
That's
6
Los
years
Angeles.
ago.
Just thinking, is that what it is? Okay.
You forget the end of the movie, guys. There's blue sky at the end of the movie.
Hmm.
very
Is it blue
end.
sky at the very end? Well, there is blue sky at the very end. Maybe that's the point. Well, you know what? The end of the movie on the cut that I watched,
Oh,
I don't know that there was blue sky at the end.
oh,
Now
I'm
that I
sorry.
I'm trying
very
to think.
possibly.
Okay,
But we do get
Hmm.
yeah, but so they have the big old fight and going back and forth. We got Harrison eventually hanging,
right.
and I thought for sure that he was gonna go. He was gonna go. There's no way. But he brings him up. That really surprised me, and I thought,
I would-
you know,
I have a
ahead.
point.
Go
Okay.
ahead.
The nail through the hand.
Yeah, I was asking, what was that about?
Okay, I can tell you what that is. That is total symbolism. That is Christ the Savior sacrificing himself for the hero, the anti-hero sacrificing himself for the hero. It's total symbolism. I thought it was effective. It was, once again, it was like, why did that? Kathy says, why did they do that? And it's
Yeah,
like, well,
why
I
I asked the same question. I actually have that down in my notes.
why did he do
What is the reason for the nail in the hand?
He does it because
I'm
he's
like, I get it.
his body is starting to fail. He's starting to shut down, and he knows it. He knows his body's dying. He knows this right now. He knows he's dying no matter what, and it doesn't
Right.
make any. And so he puts the nail through his hand because he doesn't want his hand to stop working. He's got to finish his job, and
Wants to be able to
doesn't-
feel.
the pain.
The
Yes,
pain will keep him going.
Okay. All
But
right.
they-
All right.
Yeah, they didn't. Yeah, see, most people aren't going to get that.
Yeah, well,
no.
Cynthia's
Will
weird.
anyone get that? No one would get that.
I did.
And honestly, the religion thing wouldn't have hit me because I'm not thinking that, you know, theology is a
Mm-mm.
big thing that they teach the
Yeah.
replicants before they go off and work on the
This
moon.
whole-
Yeah, it's like that's not anything anyone would even think about.
Yeah, except his whole theme all the time, Philip K. Dick's thing is all about reality and morality. That he's basically very much into the
Yeah.
theme of morality and reality,
Mm,
and so it makes sense from his perspective. So you've
Mm.
got this wonderful scene, and Rutger Hauer actually rewrote his own speech. Did you guys know that?
I didn't know that.
The night before, supposedly the story goes, and this is not, anyway, this is the story I've heard, is that he sat down the night before. He was not satisfied with his death scene, and he rewrote.
Okay.
And from what I've seen of before and after, he did an incredibly beautiful job. This scene, his death scene, is considered one of the most beautiful death scenes in film. I think it is, and I'm not alone. There are other people out there that say the same thing. It's just that whole speech. I've seen this and this on, something of whatever it was, and and he says, and just
Right.
it comes down to the point where, like, it disappears like tears in the rain. A time to die, and he lets the bird go. The spirit, the
yeah, the
bird,
bird. I was wondering he was clearing around the bird too. Yeah.
the bird
Where did-
represents the soul. The spirit.
Can
So
I
what
ask you, where
What?
did he get the bird? Because women he didn't have a bird.
caught it when he was
Caught it.
fighting Ford. Yes, he caught it.
I
On the
just saw him
roof.
turn
Caught it.
around and have a bird. I missed him catching it. I was just like, okay, so where did he get the damn bird?
So I'm sitting there watching this scene that I've seen 1,000. I've actually gone online and pulled that scene up just to watch it over again, because I think
Okay.
Rutger Hauer is masterful in that scene, and the whole thing is just exquisite to me. Don't ask me why. I'm just weird. But anyway, Kathy comes in. She says, "Why are you crying?" I'm not going to invite you to watch any more movies at my house if you're going to cry every time.
Well, some movies are worth a good cry. I
Some-
didn't cry
some-
at any part in this movie. I must be watching
No.
it wrong.
No, I didn't either. I didn't get the crying part of that. No.
Just to me, that ending is one. I just think it's beautiful. It's just, to me, it's a masterpiece. And just Kathy didn't get it. You guys
Yeah, obviously we didn't get it either.
Here,
Katie.
and it's
You
just
know
that's
what
what.
though? When I watch something, I almost always have to watch it. Like every time I watch it, I'll catch something new. So it's
Right.
the first time I watched it. I haven't studied it in class.
It's true.
Well, so he's dying. He loves life because everything that lives. Everything that lives loves life. It does not want to
Right.
die. It does not
Right.
want to. Life
Right.
wants to survive. He's a replicant. All they want to do is live. And so
Right.
at the end of his life, knowing he's dying, why does he save Deckard? Because Deckard's going to carry on and be alive.
Yeah. Yeah. That nobody who wants to live that wants others to die purposely. It's just not that. And it wasn't that they hated humans so much. It's just they didn't really have any feeling for them because they're too concerned about themselves for good reason. Don't get me wrong. I'm not like, you're selfish. How dare you?
Well, and humans treat people who are they consider lesser than them like they are lesser than them, like they are soulless,
Exactly.
don't have a right to anything. And that is
Right.
what replicants were, soulless beings, and that's why it was so important, the symbolism there at the end of the movie where these replicants did have souls, they did have spirits. Who are we to say this can't have a soul or a spirit, you know?
Well,
And this
that one thing they were trying to fight against, they have emotions. They have emotions that you can see, you can hear. They're sad, they're
Right.
scared. And
Right.
that's the line that both he and the other fellow give is, what's it like to be afraid every moment of your life?
yeah,
Right.
that's a good line. Yes, that's a very good line.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
Well,
so Jack,
he says that. He says that when he's hanging off, when Harrison's hanging off the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. He asks him that. Yeah.
But we do get Harrison survives at the end. He's the one who's, I don't want to say winner because it doesn't really feel like there's, everybody seems to be a loser in this. I don't know that there's really any winners.
I know, right? It's a little weird.
But that he runs into his pal one more time.
yeah,
And
Gaff,
he
yeah,
gives him the gun. It's a shame she's not going to live.
right.
Right.
And I really expected her to be dead already. Like her time had run out while he was gone. So I was she's still alive. So yay. I don't
Yay.
get the ending. I need someone to explain the ending because
Oh, you said you had a different ending than I did. I'm
I don't
only
know. My ending
Okay.
was they are leaving. He finds the
right.
origami
yes.
and then
Mhm.
credits.
Oh, okay. So you don't see them driving off into the beautiful
I do
sunset.
not see them
Yeah,
driving
I
off.
didn't get that. I
I
didn't
don't
get
know
that
if he
either.
turns around and shoots her. I don't know if they escape.
No,
I don't know anything.
No, he runs off and you find out that she has no expiration date.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
not
well,
the
how's
ending I
that?
got either. I
They're
just got the
They're
credits.
driving away in the country and there's blue sky and green grass. and stuff,
Really?
Okay.
and they're running away from the city and running away from all the death and everything.
Wow.
It's a beautiful ending, the one that I know and I've always known. But
Well, it makes
yeah.
a hell of a lot more sense than him turning around with a gun and an origami and the lady behind him, and then there's closing credits. I'm like,
no,
well, then what happened?
they drive off and he says, you know, he says something to the effect of, who knows how long she doesn't have an expiration date. Who knows how long we have? None of us really know how long any of us have together.
Okay. All right. Well, that's a much nicer ending than Let's Roll Credits. I enjoy that ending better.
Much
Yeah,
better.
that's weird, isn't it? That's weird that me
I know.
and you got a different ending. Yeah.
I'm sorry you did, because you would have liked it much better with my endings.
And I'm not a fan of vague endings, and we left it that way so the audience can decide how it ends themselves. No,
I hate
you're
that.
the writers. I'm not the
Or
writer.
end it.
didn't write
I know,
the
right.
story.
I hate that when they do that. Don't do
Yeah.
that. Give me the ending. That's your job.
Yes. Yeah. Don't give me 3 or 4 different endings and I have to take my pick. That's just
Yeah,
no
I don't like that. Just don't.
fun to do that.
I think that is like, and I again, I'm not trying to put down writers, but I
That's
feel
just
like
sloppy.
that's lazy. I couldn't figure out a
Yes.
really good ending, so you do it
So I'll
for
just
me.
let you do it.
No.
I'm like, that's lazy to me.
I'm
Absolutely. I
got
think
to
that's
clean the house, do the dishes, and my laundry. You write the story.
yeah.
No,
This is supposed to be an escape for me. I'm not supposed to have to figure that out.
No. We want to have
Ooh, don't do
a
that.
happy ending. We want a happy ending.
No.
And so we got a happy ending. So
Well, I
They're driving.
appreciate you sharing that, Cynthia, because that makes a
Yeah,
heck of
'cause
a lot more sense.
More sense. Yeah.
yeah. So they're running away together. Now the secret of the story is that Deckard is a replicant.
See,
Yeah,
that's what
I
thought.
was
That's what I
wondering
thought the
about that,
reveal
too.
would be.
That's
They
what I
don't-
thought the reveal would be at the end. That's what I thought.
No, but Deckard, you kind of know it watching the movie. You think about this because she asks him at one point in time, "Have you taken your
Your own
Yes.
test. Right.
Yeah.
She does ask him that. And that's in the
Yes.
very beginning.
And
She asks him that.
And the other thing is that he's got the pictures that he has saved up. My sister Catherine says, "What man has that many pictures scattered all over his apartment?" And she says, "That's weird," because she picked, and I hadn't told her the secret yet, and she picked up on. That's what I said. She picked up on this. You know?
My dad had a pretty fair collection when we were going through his stuff. He had like an insane number of pictures and yearbooks and books. And,
Were they all over the apartment though? Were they on top of dress?
My dad filed dust, so no, but he had more than you would think.
Filed dust?
This is what my mom said, because all right, so I can't even explain it to you. Do you ever walk into like an elementary school's front office and they got all these file cabinets?
Yeah.
My dad probably had enough file cabinets for all the elementary school kids' names and file. But he had like file drawers this big, completely filled, one on top of the other, another one over there, 2 or 3 in the closet. My mom was going through warranties from 1978 for 1983. Stuff that is far too, like gone and far away out of that, like 3 houses ago. Warranties. Just brought everything up.
Like my dad, except my dad had them in bankers boxes and shoe boxes in the closet, and they weren't in any kind of organization. We had to go through every freaking piece of paper looking for stuff. And we're talking boxes on boxes on boxes on boxes, you know.
So you know what I mean.
Yeah. 60, 70 years worth of junk.
Yeah, that's what it was. That's what my mom said. Your father filed dust.
I like that. I like that a lot. I think that's hilarious. That's hilarious. I'm going to remember that.
It's quite possible that he really did file dust.
All right, Jackie. So do you hate me for making me watch this movie?
Yes, actually, before you got here, Cynthia, we decided how we were going to torture you, how long it would take. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I could tell by Jackie's tone.
What?
Even the 2 seconds I heard, I could. No. No, we
were just talking about it. It's okay. It's not a big deal. It's all right.
No, I just thought, because I was reading the reviews of it. I went back. I'd like to do some research sometimes. So I went back and I said, my God, this movie was not a box office success. I fell in love with it the minute I saw it when I was younger, 34 when I saw it. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, it's like, this wasn't a success. So it's like, damn, what did I do to Jackie?
I feel that way about a lot of TV shows that get canceled after 10 episodes. I'm like, that was my favorite show. It happens.
I'm gonna say they're gonna hate me. They're gonna torture me.
No,
so Jack.
Yeah, go ahead, Jackie, because I got stuff. What did you think of it?
I don't know. It was, what's the word for it?
Boring. No.
It was kind of convoluted through some of it. Because it was hard to understand, especially that, we were talking about the very end of that was like, wow, what is going on? Everything was happening so fast that I could barely keep up with what was happening. Right. And I guess I felt that way kind of through the whole thing, even though I'm an action flick girl. I love an action flick.
Wow. Yeah.
I love an action flick. But I don't know. I'm not, this was not my favorite. That's all.
And I knew it. And I thought, oh, damn. I said, and I'm sitting here loving it as much as I always have, if not more. Thinking this is why I love this movie so much. This is why it's so good. This is why it's a classic in my mind. And it's like not everybody can see that. I like
everybody's different.
Did you read the book though, Cynthia? Did you read
the
book?
When I was in high school.
See, I didn't realize
that's
it was a
something
book.
that we're missing because
okay.
I think that when it comes to turning a book into a movie, you have to be very careful about what pieces you have to cut out because you could never put an entire book on the screen. It's just impossible.
Impossible, correct.
But I think they cut out some things that they shouldn't have. And I know it was a 2-hour movie, which in the 80s, that's fairly unusual. That's probably why it didn't get quite as high a rating is because we were lazy back then. We didn't sit for a 2-hour movie. Hour 35 minutes, hour 40, sure. But 2 hours? And
the other thing was people were going to see Harrison Ford and they expected something other than this. This movie was this movie to me is more cerebral than action. It's more It's
That's
more
probably true.
visual, oral. It's the psychology of the piece,
Yeah.
which I love psychology. I love the character stuff, and I did read the book of the story. So
Well,
Well,
that's
that
I
probably
think
well.
that's what we're missing is like key I don't know.
elements,
Not key,
elements,
yeah, key elements like the why
Yeah,
is this happening? Because they don't say in the movie at
why
all.
it's happening? Yeah,
they
some of the
And
stuff I was like, why is that going on?
they
yeah,
leave out too much. Yeah.
Leave out a little much. Yeah.
but
Okay.
But
at the
look
same
at the
time,
difference between how this movie is compared to what me and Katie were talking about. We were talking about Indiana Jones. I mean, it's a whole. I mean, and you look at the two different movies; it's totally different movies,
yeah.
Well, and more credit to Harrison Ford that he could do
right?
that. He had the
Totally
range.
different movies.
No, I love him
Yeah.
because he has that range. He has had a good
Oh,
range.
totally.
And there are other actors out there that my least favorite, Tom Cruise, to me has no range. I mean, he's got very little range.
Yeah.
No.
He's
You
a
know,
box
he can play
office.
one kind of character and he plays it well, but he
Yeah.
only
Yeah,
plays
but
that one
plays kind of that
character.
one. Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Katie, you haven't said if you loved
The
it
only
yet.
thing I was gonna say is I was ready to take notes. I had my notebook out and I was fairly in. I don't know if I was enthralled as I was just trying really hard to follow what the heck was happening.
What's going on?
Yeah, because I say again that I think they laid out the premise of who everybody is and what's going on very well at the very beginning in the text. But
Yeah.
things jumped around so quickly that you really had to pay attention to make sense of what was happening. And again, if they don't give you all the details, all the information,
Right.
no matter how much you pay attention, you're still a little confused. So it had my attention.
Right.
I was interested in the premise. I always liked the,
Robot.
ethical
Yeah.
wonderments of the future and the present, quite
Right.
frankly. But how do we react to this situation?
Right.
And so I liked it for that. But some of it, like I said, they skipped things that you needed to know to really understand the story. They left out, I'm guessing, key elements in the books that would have helped explain certain
It would help.
characters, why they act a certain way.
Yes.
I
Right.
would have liked to have seen more about where the replicants came from.
Right.
Not
Yes. Well, that
necessarily manufactured, but the conditions in which they escaped.
right. Well, you would have been more sympathetic to them, and they really weren't. There's enough sympathy for them in this movie as it is. You feel it, even though Leon, of course, you don't feel a whole hell of a lot of sympathy for Leon because he's just such. Anyway,
A psycho. Yeah.
Honestly, the only one I really felt
Psycho.
sympathy for was Rachel. I
Oh,
didn't
Rachel.
feel tons of sympathy for. I felt
Yeah.
sympathy for the fact that replicants are being used when they are obviously um, intelligent enough to understand their plight.
yes.
Right.
But I didn't feel bad for Daryl, who's kicking
No.
everybody's butt. And certainly didn't feel bad for Batty or Leo.
No.
The only one I maybe kind of felt bad is because of the sex worker, and that's because when I saw her cleaning up, I was like, man, she has to take off each one of those little sticky things. The shower isn't gonna take those off, and that's all the sympathy I really had for any of them, as far as because those things are a pain in the butt to get off your face. I wouldn't want to be trying to get off my back, and no, but
Well, I was thinking about like Data and Lore. We have these replicants here, and they're developing emotions, and they have feeling and sensation. Data doesn't, but Data would be like a replicant without emotions, without feelings, without the capacity to do that. And his brother Lore has all that stuff.
But
I
Data
know.
was still self-aware. It wasn't emotions that made him have a soul,
Right.
but it was the fact that he was self-aware. He was
Right.
conscious of his
Surroundings.
So
And
you
he
know
knew
what
what- yeah.
I'm talking about the fact that in so many of these science fiction stories, and especially with Philip K. Dick stories, is the exploration of this. Something like this is an artificial life form that mankind creates. Let's say, like a
Yes.
replicant or a cyborg or even a clone. A clone.
right.
Clone.
Do we look at those people as lesser, as those beings as lesser? Do they have souls? Do they have what's the word? Agency,
Right.
And
do they have the right to have their own will be
yes,
understood and followed? Yeah.
Right.
No, I understand
Right.
that.
Right.
But again, the way they're presented, they're badass killing all the humans, so it doesn't really make me feel really bad for
Well, no, they killed 24, 25, 27 people on their way there or something. But they're
Exactly.
Exactly.
So I'm like, as a group, they should be free. Although those four probably ought to go to jail.
yeah, all the
What
Nexus.
about their 4 years in prison, right?
Yeah.
No, I
4 years
don't
in
know.
prison.
You know, again, that brings up the whole ethical, moral dilemma of what do we do
Yeah.
with the situation we created. And it's not like it's a new
created.
question.
No,
I know, right?
No, exactly.
That's kind of
there's
that's
this-
sci-fi 101.
yeah, that
I mean,
is.
really, if you think about it, that's sci-fi 101, man.
Oh yeah. My favorite one about like robots and what do we do is literally iRobot. It's a good book. It
iRobot.
was well done as a movie as well.
Should we do that one coming up, or are we going to do Invasion next?
I
That
could
was
see
Will
some
Smith,
Will
right?
Smith in a shower. I'm good with that. We could do that. I'm all right. That is the key moment of the entire movie.
Entire movie is iRobot. Yeah,
Because,
That's
you
funny.
know, between Men in Black and iRobot, the dude worked out.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
yeah. Men in Black. That's another one that's hilarious.
That's
Oh my
good.
God,
That's good.
Jackie's voting for
that's
Invasion.
hilarious. I love
Body
Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Have you watched that, Katie? Invasion of the
I've
Body
never
Snatchers?
seen Are we talking? No, I've
I
never
don't-
seen
Seriously.
Oh my Lord.
There's
Start
two of
writing
them.
these down.
We're talking about the one with Keith Sutherland in it. I'd have
love
to
me
see.
some Kiefer.
Yeah, it's
iRobot
Keith.
and
No, it's Donald Sutherland. I take that back. Donald
Donald.
I
Sutherland's
love
in
him
it.
too.
Yeah, it's Donald Sutherland.
It's-
Because there's
it's-
one that was before that, actually, 19. I don't know what the first one was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
remember.
the black and white one. I was thinking it was the one you wanted to do.
Nope,
We
not
could
the
do
black and white. I'm talking about the
with
one with
Donald.
Donald Sutherland in it. But
Yeah,
I can
there's-
see a way to watch it without paying for it. That's the other thing I got to find out. I don't
Good.
remember. I haven't
Yeah.
looked.
Before I said Blade Runner without looking to see where it was coming from. So
I keep
I'm not
thinking
going to
that
announce one tonight. I'm going to look for one that we can get on a streaming service. It's easy to get or something.
yeah, look at that one and see if there's somewhere we can see for it for free. I would love to do The Fugitive because that's another one of my favorite movies. I love that movie.
Fugitive is a good action film, that's for sure.
It's a good
And-
action film. You know what? The other one that's an old film
oh,
and it's
Oh, yeah.
campy as ever. I don't know if you guys have seen it. It's Logan's Run. Have you seen that movie?
That's a good one. That's a good
Amazing movie
No.
too. That's an amazing movie too.
and it is good sci-fi. It's very
That's
good
kind of
sci-fi.
a that's kind of a psychological the whole thing that Cynthia was talking. That's another one that's kind of got that going on there too.
Right,
What do we
right.
Is it like a
do?
psychological thriller? Would that be good?
Yeah,
for
it's pretty
October
good.
with Halloween.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's Halloween. No.
No, we don't do horror movies.
No, I'm not doing
Yeah.
horror, but psychological thrillers.
Yeah.
You know,
And that's
stuff
an
that
older
makes you
film too.
Scared.
We'd have
but
to
not,
we'd
like,
have to see
gore.
that one doesn't make you scared, but we'd have to see how we could watch that. I don't know if that's available because that's Logan's Run's old. That's
Yeah.
a good one though.
Oh,
That's a good one.
Fahrenheit
We should.
51.
No, what I ought to do is I should pull out like an old Hitchcock movie that's like
Mm.
kind of frightening. because it
Ooh,
will be
The
gory.
Birds.
North
The
by
Birds.
North.
Birds. That's a good one.
I like North by Northwest though. Yeah,
North by
I like
Northwest. It's a classic.
yeah, that's a good one. That's
I
a classic.
think I've
It
seen
is.
all the Hitchcock movies, but it'll have been a while.
Yeah,
Well, you know,
North by Northwest, The Birds. Yeah,
I have a magnet on my refrigerator from Bodega Bay with the Bird's house on it because
Birds
they
House.
filmed it. Yeah. We used to go out to Bodega Bay where they had all the Birds memorabilia all over the little town out there.
There you go.
Another movie that I've never seen, but I keep telling my husband we ought to watch. I need to watch
What's that?
is something of the third kind. What is that with Richard Dreyfuss?
Oh no!
Encounters of the Third Kind.
Encounters
You
of-
have not watched? Seriously?
That's beautiful.
Wow. How have you
But
not
what
watched
year did
Encounters
it
of the
come
Third
out?
Kind? I don't know.
80 something.
I saw it on rerun, man. I mean, it's not like I was old enough to really watch that either, but I'm like, really?
Yeah,
Wouldn't-
Richard Dreyfuss.
Dreyfuss? That's Encounters of the Third Kind.
does-
It's one of those that I know a lot about because you hear all the funny pop
Oh,
culture references in
yeah,
TV, but I've never watched the movie.
Oh, you watched that? You watched that in the theater the first time you see that, and it just blows out of your seat.
It's amazing. That is an amazing film. I
It
gotta
is.
say, Encounters of the Third Kind's amazing. Yes, it is.
Oh, that was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll add these movies to the list and we'll figure
Yeah.
out what we're going to do next week. I'll do some research and hopefully by tomorrow when I do my live, I'll have an idea of which we can see without shelling out dimes and nickels everywhere.
Dimes. we'll
email
just
I
see.
sent you. Did you guys get the email I just sent you before we came on?
Yes, I did. I just saw it right before I came on here.
Sam's house? No, wait.
Uh-huh.
It's Sam's house,
Yeah.
yeah.
I haven't opened
Yeah,
it
people got a
because
lot
I'm
of
thinking
flack
whether
about that.
The lady they had to take down the comments because she was getting all kinds of hell from fans are saying, how dare you do this to him? I mean, he was pissed when the local newspaper put out his location and
Location.
found it, and that was years
was
ago.
it literally they put out Sam's home that he lives in now?
Oh, this was years ago.
Oh,
This was a
okay. I
couple
like,
years ago that they did
that's
that.
Thought about it,
Still,
and
that's
some people were saying, well, hey, he's a movie star, you should just expect it. It's like, no.
No.
But here's my
I
thing
love
about
y'all,
that.
but if one of y'all came knocking on my door, I'd be hiding.
Well, there's no way they're going to knock on his door. It's behind gated. There's no way
Behind
you can get in there. But here's my thing about that. Someone made a comment about when you go to Hollywood, they have tours of the stars stuff. They know that these people are seeing their houses. It's not like they're going to be able to knock on their door.
No, they're not. They're in a bus.
Oh, they're in a.
Yeah,
that's my
that's a
point.
layer.
And that's what she was. And his house is actually on a trail. There's people walking by his house all the time.
On that little,
Yeah, but does it say Sam's house on it?
no,
Well, you can't tell me that people in Scotland don't know that's his house. Come on, they do.
No,
do now.
but I would guess that his
They know that's
friends and
his house.
neighbors give him his privacy because they know him. They don't want a bunch of tourists coming over and up and down their street going, oh, it's Sam's house. There is, I think, a layer of distance that if we are true fans, we have to keep. And allowing him to
Yes.
keep whatever information to himself that he doesn't put out there on
Yeah.
purpose is that layer, at least to me.
yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. It's
I
like,
get that,
it's kind
but
of,
I don't think she did anything wrong.
well,
It's not like she was knocking on his door trying to climb the gates. No.
it's not like it's
Now that I have an issue with. Yeah, you're trying to climb my gates to get to my house. Yeah, you need to get your butt arrested.
she didn't.
Yes,
She didn't.
but she didn't do that.
She was taking a picture of the house from the road, and that's all she did.
Us out from the road. It's not like she was climbing the gate trying to
No.
get to the dude. No. No.
Not like
She
some of
wasn't
these
doing
great,
any of that. I think it's ridiculous. Would I
Yeah.
do that? No, I wouldn't go to his house anyways. No, I wouldn't do it. But
Yeah.
If I knew where somebody lived like that, I would
I don't
not.
know.
I one wouldn't take a picture of it, and two,
No.
I wouldn't post it on Instagram so everybody else could.
yeah,
see
I
it.
don't think I would do that either. No, I just don't think I would do that. But
No,
I don't know.
just
You
think there's
take-
a layer
you
of
take-
privacy that you have to
is there?
respect.
So those people who are doing those tours on the buses, so do those stars? Are they
Those-
okay with them doing that?
they
What's
know.
the difference?
Yeah, that's different. If he didn't
How
sign
is
up,
that different?
Because
Because
they
sign
they're
up for
living in their hometown, hoping they can live by their friends and neighbors. They've moved to Hollywood. I think that there is a slight difference
Yeah.
in expectation when you buy a $3 million house. Go
And
on
you're
the
being-
news to talk about your $3 million house.
have you
You're
guys
not
seen
going to
that?
expect. But he never went on a morning show and said, "Oh yes, I now live at 3525 Scottish Way."
No, and I don't think half those stars that are on that list have done that either. Though, have they?
They signed up.
think that-
Their agents signed them up for it. Their handlers signed them up for it. They know they're on.
Exactly.
They know they're on.
That's different. That's different if they've signed up for it. I agree.
And that's what people were saying about this woman's comments. Is like, well, some people said, well, yeah, but they sign up for it. They don't just get put on a map without them wanting
Yeah.
to it.
You
You know,
wanting them to know that.
no.
That's
But-
weird. Why would you want people to know that? I wouldn't want anyone knowing that.
You've ever
But
seen
some
those
people
houses?
more care about
I want-
that than they care
would
about
not-
privacy.
Their privacy. Well, yeah, that's they want the money. I would not want that.
No. Be on a
That's
tour?
No, me neither.
Not.
No.
Mm,
That's
would
why
not want
I
to be
don't
on a
tell
tour.
everybody that I live in, and my last name is. Oh, also my social security number is.
I have
There you
problems.
go. That's all you need to know to find me.
But the
Yeah.
thing is that most people can figure that out. That's the
Yeah.
scary part of it all. No, even if you don't post that, people have a way of figuring that shit out.
Hey, Jackie.
They're always
That's why
Anybody
my
who
last
has
name.
anybody who has a computer can figure that out.
Hey,
anymore.
Jackie, I'm gonna
What?
tell you a secret. Are you ready?
Uh-oh.
What you think is my last name isn't my last name. That comes from a book called Clan of the Cave Bear, and there's a character named Aya, or Ayla, and at the
Ayla.
end she
Oh, Ayla,
goes
yeah.
back to her mates
That's funny.
people, and they're their goddess that they worship is called Adoni. That's not my last name, baby girl.
Well, yeah, see what I mean? Okay.
But I mean, if you want, but I purposely don't put that information there, and I would be really upset if somebody went digging and then said, "Guess what, everybody? This is what
yeah.
Katie's full name really is."
Well, yeah, and people can do that, and they will. Some people do.
Oh,
I mean,
I'm
you should
sure.
know that better than anyone who's in cyber stuff. Nothing is secret.
No.
Nothing is secret. Nothing.
That's why I rarely put the truth on my
Nothing's
stuff
secret.
out there that you can get to.
Her
Nothing's
husband's
secret.
Her husband's a secret.
Hunter's a secret.
My husband is not a secret. You all have seen his kneecaps. All right.
Are his
And you all
kneecaps.
know my last name. I don't care. I don't have anything to hide. So you all
Yeah.
can. I don't have anything to hide. Could care less
Mine
if
is more
anyone
for
knows
the
anything
sake
about
of my own
anything.
privacy,
Don't
and my
care.
kids and my husband's work. So you know.
You're
I don't care.
You protect yourself. You have to protect yourself. So.
Yeah, a little bit. Because I trust you guys. Don't get me wrong. But
No,
I
we
don't
know.
everybody who comes and watches these videos, man.
Oh, I mean,
This is true.
I don't know.
This is true. It's so wild.
All right, we've gotten completely off topic. It's way late. Aren't you glad I went for the full version of Google Meet? Otherwise, we
Oh
could've
yeah.
been done.
Sorry.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
you're
Sorry.
good. No, you're good.
How much more
so
do
who would recommend this movie again? I know Cynthia would. Absolutely.
I love this
Would
movie.
you?
I would
recommend it to anybody?
I would recommend it to everyone. My sister Kathy said she's going to watch it. She watched. She was making dinner for part of it. I said, oh, I didn't know I was going to get movie and dinner, so, which was nice.
Movie and a dinner.
It was
Nice.
It was hamburgers. Who cares? It was food. Anyway,
I love
yes,
hamburgers.
yeah, I do too. I like hamburgers too. Thank goodness.
Hamburgers.
But so Kathy says she's going to rewatch it because she says I love Harrison Ford, and she says I
do
like
that.
and she likes science fiction. My brother Michael, I would have liked to have Michael watch it with me because he is the science fiction nut in the family. I mean, he knows
Gotcha.
everything about everything.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. Well, what about you, Jackie? You watch it again yourself or recommend it to anybody in particular?
I don't know if I'd recommend it to. I don't think anyone that I know would actually watch this movie. I mean, just
Okay.
from my personal friends, they would not watch this movie because, first of all, they wouldn't understand it.
Oh yeah.
So that's one thing. Second of all, I don't think they would. They just wouldn't be interested. First, they just wouldn't be interested. I'm watching it again because that's on my screen right now. So
Okay.
I'll probably finish it again. Yeah, I'm probably about halfway through it right now. Again, number 2.
See, I myself would probably watch it again just to see if I can catch those things that I missed because
Right.
yeah,
You
I
will.
might even find the other version that Kat and Cynthia watched just so that I can go, oh, it is a nice ending.
Oh,
My husband, I would recommend it to if he hasn't seen. He's 5 years younger than I am, so it's very possible he's never seen it either. I would recommend it to him because he would get a kick out of the let's poke their eyes out stuff. And,
Yeah.
and the
The
crazy.
gory stuff, huh?
Yeah.
The craziness.
we balance each other out. I watch like dramatic documentaries and historical figures, and he watches things blow up. So it works out.
I'm more of I like to watch things blow up.
Jackie likes what I'm gonna say.
And that's why I like this because we get multiple opinions from people who like different
know.
kinds of stuff.
Different.
Absolutely. Expand our brains, right? That's what we do.
That's right. Well, that's why I ask you guys what do you think, and we make a list that have.
We got a lot.
iRobot, Encounters of the Third Kind, Invasion of the Body Snatchers with Donald Sutherland, The Fugitive, Logan's Run, North by Northwest, and The Birds.
The Birds.
Yeah. Ooh, now the
Loving
bird
it.
with his axe. Oh, great.
That's
I'm gonna
pretty
see if
good.
I can find the Hitchcock one since it's October and I wanted to do, but we're gonna do Rocky Horror Picture Show at the end of the month.
Rocky Horror.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
You
Oh,
don't think
it's,
you've ever seen that?
oh,
I've
it's
never
hilarious.
watched that. No.
It's
It's a
hilarious.
cult classic that I'm
I-
sure was like. Did you go to midnight showings, Cynthia, when you were growing up?
I've
and
always
dress up
heard
the
about
part?
people going into midnight shows and doing
My
cosplay for
brother
that show,
knows
and I've never watched it.
My brother knows every song by heart. He used to go in.
Oh,
He'd be one in the aisles up front in the theater
Wow.
singing with everybody else. The whole theater would get up and sing along with the cast.
See, and they did that in my hometown in Fort Wayne, right up until I was like 14, and
Yeah.
you couldn't get in unless you were 17. So I
Yeah.
was so mad because they ended it right
Mm.
when. But
That-
I
that-
watched it for the first time with a group of friends right before one of my first friends who ever got married. Right before his wedding, a whole bunch of us went to his apartment, and we all watched Rocky Horror Picture Show for the first time. Well, it was my first time. Some of them had seen it before. So
Yeah.
I've seen it a few. I don't know. I want to say my husband's never seen it, but sometimes I'm wrong about stuff.
Things.
Anyway, I'm just going to thank you guys so we can all go to sleep. I've had 3 hours of sleep last night. I'm hoping to match that tonight.
I got to get up at 4. Yeah.
You have to get
Yeah,
up.
definitely.
Mm.
Powerful mom. Good mom. What a nice mom.
Yeah. Well, you know.
Las Vegas, did you say?
Where's he going?
What's that?
Las
He's going to
Vegas?
Boston.
Oh, Boston. Okay.
Boston.
He's going to Boston to see some friends.
Boston.
Okay.
All
Yeah.
right,
Boston.
because I have a bear. I can't do Boston. I can sort of do.
He's
New
going to
York,
Boston.
but-
He's going to Boston. We're going to park the car.
Hawk- Hawk-
Park the car. We got to park that car.
Oh my gosh! All right. I'm gonna start talking about my family in New York. So
Okay.
I'm gonna let you go before I get on another rant.
Okay.
Go on some other direction. Thank you guys for joining me on this again.
Thank you for
Thank
having
you
us.
To
Thank
the
you.
2 people who are watching. We appreciate your
Oh.
viewership.
Oh, we got this many, huh? 2, huh?
2 people.
All right.
Well, it's late, and sometimes these are mostly for me and for us to be able to chat. And if other people want to hear it, that's great. So,
Well,
Yeah.
You give them an opportunity, to put their 2 cents worth in. So
I do try. Nobody had anything to say this time, so
Cool.
I would recommend it for people who really like adventure stuff. But I would probably tell them to go read the book first.
yes,
There you go.
good point. All right, you two. You have a wonderful.
All right.
All right.
Yes, have a good evening.
I got to figure out what
Well, be good.
I need to figure out what color to put on next.
Me too. My nails are naked.
I'm
Mean
gonna do
too.
the summer one.
Naked nail. Got
the
naked
bluey
nails.
sparkly one. Yeah.
Summer one.
There you go.
That's beautiful.
See you guys later.
See
Love
ya.
you
Bye.
guys. Love
Love
you. Thank you.
too.
Love you too.
Be safe. Have fun.
Yes, stay out of trouble.
No.
You can't.
Ever.
No. All right, then go wake him up.
Okay.
Tell him to wake up.
All right. I'll head now. All right, guys. If you hung out with us tonight, you see that I have more list of stuff to go. We have quite a few movies on the list of things that we might watch sometime. Original Tales from the Crypt movie, Fifth Element, Under the Tuscan Sun, Love Actually, Die Hard, The Rocky Horror Picture Show. That one we're going to do at the end of the month. We also have iRobot, Encounters of the Third Kind, Invasion of the Body Snatchers. That's one I got to do over October. So I think I might mark that one down for an October watch. And we also have The Fugitive, Logan's Run, North by Northwest, and The Birds. That ought to actually round out our October if I do Invasion, North by Northwest, The Birds, and end with Rocky Horror Picture Show. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you those of you who went ahead and joined us. If you enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up. If not, give it a thumbs down. Don't forget to comment below and let me know what you'd like to do different. I would add pictures and videos if I could. Just don't really have time, and it's hard to do the chat and control that stuff at the same time. I'm just not good yet. So, thank you to my members. Thank you to everybody who contributes to this channel. If you like the way we do these movie chats, please do check down below. There's a playlist slowly growing as we discuss different movies, different genres, and we always take requests. Thank you guys. Have a really great rest of your Wednesday evening, or if I'm seeing you on Tuesday, have a great, or Thursday, have a great Thursday.